type practice. So if you are more of a beginner, you can grab a couple of blocks to bring along this practice, or you just can use the floor. It's up to you. So find a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your knees. Start to close your eyes. And start to take the deepest breath that you've taken all day, filling up your lungs all the way to the very bottom, and gently releasing that breath. Taking a few more very deep breaths right here in your seated position. Finding some stillness in your mind, letting go of any thoughts that you might have, and knowing to always connect back to this breath throughout your practice. Trying to keep a steady flow of breath, even through more of the challenging poses. Taking a few more breaths. And slowly start to bring your hands to heart center, bow the chin toward the chest, and set an intention for today's practice, sending this positive energy that we cultivate on our mats to plant a seed for something good. And gently blink open your eyes, taking in your fingertips, and then bringing your gaze up to take in the room. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, reaching up, gazing up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. One more just like that, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Slowly begin to walk that left arm out toward the left. Reach that right arm overhead. Open up the chest. And then plant the palm and reach over for a side stretch. Inhale to come back up through center. Exhale, dropping the right fingertips down. Reach that left arm overhead, opening up the chest. Planting the palm, reach the arm over, side stretch, opening up the side of the body. Inhale to come back up through center. Reaching upward, and exhale, twisting toward the right, bringing the right arm behind you, left arm on your knee, shifting your gaze over your shoulder. So twisting from the base of the spine, so really feeling that twist start at the very lowest point of the spine as you twist upward. It's less important if you turn your head over your shoulder. And inhale to come back to center, straightening the spine, lengthening through the arms. Exhale, twisting toward the left, left arm comes behind you, right arm on your knee, gazing over your shoulder. Again, twisting from the base of the spine. Inhale to come back to center, reaching the arms back overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, and fold over your legs to come onto a tabletop position. So coming onto your hands and your knees, planting down to the palms and the finger pads, and coming to set up in the tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, toes tucked, coming through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, press the heart forward. Exhale, untuck the toes, round the spine, tuck the chin toward the chest. Inhale, tucking the toes, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhale, pressing the ground away from you, untuck the toes, round the spine, chin toward the chest. And take a few more rounds of cat-cow, just like this, inhaling and exhaling with each movement, syncing the breath with the movement. Moving slowly, following your breath. And come back to a neutral tabletop position. Inhale to extend that right arm forward, reaching it out, keeping the shoulder back. And exhale, lift that left leg up, flexing through the foot. So you're coming into balancing table, keeping the hips squared with one another, keeping the core engaged, finding a point of balance. If this is a little bit too challenging, you can just drop that back leg. And lower the arm down, lower the leg down, and switch sides. So extending through that left arm, kicking that right leg out, balancing table, engaging the core, flexing through the back foot. And then lowering the arm down, lowering the leg down. Tuck the back toes under, bring the big toes to touch, drop the sit bones down toward the heels, extend the arms out in front of you, lower the forehead to the mat. Child's pose. So knowing that you can come back into this posture at any point throughout your practice, if you need to take a nice little break. And slowly moving into downward facing dog. So start to walk the hands a little bit further forward. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the sit bones toward the sky, reaching your heels toward the mat, planting into both palms, and separate your feet about hip distance apart, arms or shoulder distance apart. And just to check your alignment here, shift forward to a plank position. If you can correctly shift forward to a plank position, then your downward dog is perfect alignment. So start to bend through one knee at a time, opening the back of the hamstrings. And shift your gaze forward toward the top of the mat and start to walk your feet towards your hands for a forward fold. For this first one, keep your knees bent to just drape your upper body over your legs. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time to the top of your mat, bringing your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet together to touch. We'll move through a few sun breaths. So inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms together to touch, gaze is up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat spine all the way down to a forward fold. You can keep your knees bent if that feels better for your body. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head. Fingertips either in line with the toes, or you can keep them on the shins. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale, rise up, flat spine, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And down by your side. Inhale, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat spine, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and down by your side. Surya Namaskar A, which is Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms together to touch, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back to a plank position like the top of a push-up. From here, we'll move through a modified chaturanga, so drop the knees to the mat, untuck the toes, and lower the upper body down, just like a plank, all the way down to the mat. Planting your hands firmly into the mat, peel the upper body off of the mat for baby cobra. So pressing down through the palms, take a slight back bend. And press back, take a downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, just breathing in through the bows. Maybe moving your hips from side to side. And slowly shift your gaze forward. Start to walk the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat spine, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by your side. Again, sweep the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back to plank. And you can either take the modified vinyasa that we took before, or this time you can shift forward onto your toes and start to lower down through chaturanga all the way down to your mat. Untuck the toes and peel the upper body off of the mat for baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Few deep breaths here. Checking your alignment, seeing if your feet are about hip distance apart still, pressing into the palms and the finger pads, keeping the core engaged. And slowly shifting your gaze toward the top of the mat, start to walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat spine, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by your side. Just one more time, sweeping the arms back overhead. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat, stepping back to a plank position. This time, shift forward, lower down through chaturanga. And from here, hover for a moment. Untuck the toes as you come through to upward facing dog. You can stay in that baby cobra if that is better on your body, but if you'd like, you lift the thighs up by pressing down to the tops of the feet. And press back downward facing dog. Then shift your gaze forward toward the top of the mat. Start to walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat spine, reach the arms back overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and down by your side. Adding on, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat. And this time just step back to a downward facing dog. So coming back into that downward facing dog, we're gonna make our way to a three-legged down dog. So sweep that right leg toward the sky, either flexing through the foot or floating through the foot, pressing through the ball mound of the foot. And step the right foot between the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, and sweep the arms overhead for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So keeping the rib cage in, hips and shoulders squared toward the front of the room, shoulders away from the ears. Planting down through that right heel. So keeping the right knee directly over the ankle. Allowing the hip to open. And slowly bring the hands down toward the mat. From here, we're going to take a twist. So if you have a block handy and you need it, you can place it on the ground to elevate the ground for you. And reach that right arm overhead to twist toward the right side. If you choose not to use the block, just planting your hand on the mat. And coming back down, removing the block, plant the palms, and just press back to downward facing dog. Changing sides, so inhale, lift that left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog, keeping the hips squared toward the mat, shoulders squared, weight even in the hands, and step that left foot between the hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes, arms reach overhead, Anjaneyasana, left side. So keeping that left knee directly over the ankle, rib cage in, shoulders down, breathing deeply to allow the hips to open. And slowly lowering the hands down to frame that front foot. Again, you can grab a hold of that block if you'd like to elevate the ground, planting the right palm, reaching that left arm toward the sky. And slowly lowering down out of that twist, removing the block to the side, plant the palms into the mat, tuck the back toes, press back to downward facing dog. From here, sweep that right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog, hips squared, weight even in the hands, and step the right foot between the hands for a runner's lunge. So again, keeping the knee directly over the ankle. If you need the blocks to help elevate the floor, bringing them to either side of your foot. Holding here for a moment. We're going to make our way to stand in a high crescent lunge. So reaching the arms overhead as you maintain the balance in the legs. And opening up into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So you're going to pivot that back heel so the back foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Right heel is aligned with the mid arch of the back foot. Arms in line with the collarbones, shifting your gaze over the right fingertips. Taking a few breaths here. And slowly begin to flip the palms. Drop that left arm down, right arm toward the sky. Peaceful warrior. One more breath here. And slowly coming back through warrior two. Straighten through that front leg. Taking a deep breath, we're going to move into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So pressing the left hip out, you're going to reach forward with that right fingertips. And slowly begin to lower the right hand down toward the mat as the left arm reaches toward the sky. If you have a block handy, you can place your hand on the block. Keeping the legs pressing into the ground, quads engaged to lift the kneecaps up. Pressing down through that front leg to rise back up. Bend back through that front leg. Windmill the arms down and around, pivoting on the ball mound of that back foot. And step back to a downward facing dog. Moving on to the left side. Inhale, sweeping that left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. And step the left foot between the hands, runner's lunge. Again, you can use the blocks this time. elevating the floor, surrounding that front foot. Engaging the legs to lift the arms overhead for high crescent lunge. And pivoting on that back heel to move into warrior two. So making that back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Heel of the front foot is aligned with the mid-arch of that back foot, gazing over the left fingertips. Keeping the core engaged. External rotation on the hips. Flip the palms, drop that right arm down, reach the left arm toward the sky, peaceful warrior. One more breath here. And slowly coming back up through warrior two. Straighten through that front leg. Pause for a moment. Finding your alignment here, press the right hip out. Reach forward with the left fingertips. Lowering the left hand down toward the mat, right arm toward the sky. Again, you can use the block, elevating the floor, keeping the alignment here, engaging the quads to lift the kneecaps up, pressing into both feet evenly. And press down through that front leg to rise back up to stand, bending through the front leg. Windmill the arms down and around, pivot on that back ball down to the foot. And press back to downward facing dog. And just take child's pose for a moment, dropping to the knees, untucking the toes, lowering down. Taking a few breaths here. And slowly making your way back to downward facing dog, planting through the palms, tucking the back toes under, press back and up. And inhale, sweep that right leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Pivot on that back heel, so the left toes point toward the top left corner of your mat. Warrior one, so sweeping the arms overhead. Hips and shoulders square toward the front, rib cage in, shoulders away from the ears. Planting down through both feet evenly, grounding through the mat as you lift up. And slowly bring your hands to frame that front foot. Step that left foot up to meet the right at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat spine, rise up all the way to stand. Hands come down to heart center and down to the side. So taking a tree pose, we're gonna plant down through the right foot, pick the left toes up, ground down to that standing leg. So really finding a point of balance first before you move forward. And then guiding the sole of the foot either to the thigh, calf, or kickstand it. But just make sure wherever you are, you can maintain your balance. So keeping the hands at heart center, finding a point to focus on in the room, engaging your core to press down to that grounded foot. Take a few moments to breathe here, just finding your balance. And it's okay if you fall out of the pose. It means that your body is trying to build the strength to hold the pose for longer periods of time. So if you'd like, you can grow your tree by reaching the arms overhead, maintaining the balance, and then bringing the hands back to heart center. Slowly lower that foot to the mat and just shake out that standing leg. And we'll continue from here. So inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat and step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg toward the sky, three-legged dog. Hips squared toward the mat, pressing evenly into your hands, and step that left foot between the hands. Drop that back heel down, right toes point toward the top right corner of your mat. Arms reach overhead, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So bending through that front leg, planting down through both feet evenly, keeping the ribs in, shoulders away from the ears, and breathing deeply. And slowly lower the hands back down toward the mat. Pivot on that back heel and step the foot up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms back overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and down by your side. Moving tree pose on the opposite side this time, planting down through the left toes, picking the right foot up, finding a point of balance, grounding down through the foot, and guiding the foot to the same position that you had it on the other side, keeping the hands at heart center to find a point of balance, engaging the core, and just focusing on the breath. So really rooting down like a tree, finding a point to gaze in. And then slowly you can reach your arms overhead like the branches on a tree, extending upward. Again, keeping the core engaged. And hands come back down to heart center. Lower that left leg, right leg down, and shake out that standing leg. And we'll continue. Sweep the arms back overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back and take a vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog. So shifting forward, exhale down through chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. And inhale, sweep that right leg toward the sky. Point the toes this time, stacking the hips on top of one another. Bend the knee, open up toward the right. And slowly begin to guide that shin toward the top of the mat. Walk that back leg back and down, making our way into pigeon pose. So finding a point where your hips can release here, just taking a moment. You can flex through this foot if the shin is parallel with the top of the mat, or if it's bent, you can keep the foot pointed. Either way, start to walk your hands out in front of you, bringing your rib cage over your shins, lowering down, and bringing your forehead to the mat. If it's a little more difficult to reach your forehead to the mat, you can stack your fists and bring your forehead to your fists. Or if you'd like to keep your arms that way, you can bring your forehead to a block. Taking a few deep breaths here. And start to walk the hands back in to the shin, removing the block. Take a slight back bend, pressing into the finger pads and taking the back bend by pressing the heart upward. Planting down to the palms of the hands, tuck the back toes, and press back to a downward facing dog. Bending that right knee, just make big circles with the right hip. And lower it back down toward the mat. Inhale to sweep that left leg toward the sky. Point the toes, stack the hips, bend the knee, opening up toward the left. And start to bring that left shin toward the top of the mat. Walking that right leg back and down. Taking a moment to allow your hips to settle. And then walking your hands out in front of you, coming over your shin. Just gently surrender here, taking the same variation you had on the opposite side. Listening to your body to find out what it needs, allowing all the tension to release from your hips in this pose. Completely letting go. And slowly start to walk the hands back in toward the shin. Take a slight back bend. Plant your hands into the mat, tuck the back toes, press back to downward facing dog, and then bend that left leg, make big circles with the left leg. And come back to a still downward facing dog. Drop the knees to the mat, and take a child's pose. Yourself back up and come to a seated position with your legs straight out in front of you, feet flexed, moving into a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, gently fold forward, either grabbing a hold of your feet or just bringing your hands to your shins, but just allow your spine to maintain this straightness as you fold forward rather than rounding down. allowing each exhalation to maybe deepen your fold. And slowly coming back up to a seated position. Keep the right leg out. Bring the sole of the left foot in to the thigh. And inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Slowly start to tilt toward that leg as you fold forward. Inhale to come back up. Walking the hands back in and switching sides, so extending that left leg, bringing the sole of the right foot in. Inhale to sweep the arms back overhead. Exhale, tilting toward that leg and folding forward, either grabbing a hold of the foot or just bringing the hands beside you. And slowly start to walk the hands back in toward the body and guide both the soles of the feet together to touch, knees play out toward the side. Inhale, lengthen. And this time we're going to round the spine to come down. So bringing your hands to your feet and just rounding over, folding over yourself like a little clamshell. And start to come back up to seated. And keep your feet just as they are, but lie back on your mat for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. So you'll just walk your hands back until you're lying directly on the mat. Your arms can lie alongside you. You can reach them overhead. You can grab a hold of opposite elbows. Just doing whatever variation is most comfortable in your body. Maybe closing your eyes here to find a space where you can completely relax, allowing the hips to gently open. Taking a few deep breaths, letting go of any tension that you're holding on to. And slowly bringing the knees in toward the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, and just rocking gently from side to side. Here, extending your arms out to a T, and slowly drop the knees over toward the right side, shifting your gaze over the left shoulder for a reclined twist. Taking a few deep breaths here. And start to bring the knees back through center. And then drop them over toward the left, shifting your gaze over your right shoulder. Again, just trying to relax, letting go, coming back to the breath. And start to bring the knees back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug, rocking from side to side, maybe making circles, grabbing a hold of the knees, going in one direction, going in the opposite direction. And then taking any last poses that you think you need in your practice today, or just making your way into Shavasana, lying flat on your mat, arms away from your side, feet about mat distance apart. Maybe fidgeting at first to get comfortable, then finding a point of stillness. Palms face up to allow the fingertips to relax. And gently letting go of any tension that you're holding on in any of the muscles throughout your body. Just letting them melt into the space beneath you. Letting go of any thoughts that you might have. And finding stillness in the body and the mind. And you can stay here for as long as you like.